Good afternoon, or whatever time you happen to be watching. This is Ralph Mann with Mann's Adventures, and we are at Degray Lake State Park in Bismarck, Arkansas. Susan and I are both here, and we're going to show you around our site, and then we're going to try to video the entire campsite for you. There is quite a bit here at Degray Lake State Park. They have a 18-hole golf course. They've got a marina. They've got yurts, they've got cabins. There is also Corps of Engineer property on the other side, or right down the road here at Lake Degray. Corps of Engineer site is Iron Mountain, and Iron Mountain is an older Corps of Engineer. It has electric, no water, no sewer. The sites are pretty much very uneven because of roots that have grown underneath the pads and so forth. They do have water faucets at water fountains where you can go and wash dishes and stuff, but no water to any of the campsites. So I wouldn't bring our rig there. I wouldn't recommend that you do, but Degray Lake State Park has some 50-30 water sewers. They have some 50 waters. They have some 30 waters, and we are currently on a 30 water. We're at campsite 9, and we will be here for just about 3 nights, but they do offer a discount for seniors, those that are over 62. If anybody in your party is over 62, you get a discount. We've got a car coming by, but we are happy campers, and we got set up. We've got the bicycles out. This is not a level site, but it slopes downward, but that's okay. We got her leveled up. Does have a tent site, or a tent pad at the back of it, and oddly we have water on the front side of the camper, or where you typically walk out, and you've got your electric on the business side that we always think about as far as water, electric, and sewer. But we've got the water hooked up. We've got the electric. We're on the 30 amp, as I said. We've got good space and a lot of shade, which is very nice. There's the tent pad. So you could set up tents, or a tent, and have gravel, which is level. We've got fire pit over here, and all the sites have fire pits. They have grills, and they have picnic tables, and these are nice because these aren't going to be warped. A couple of the sites I've been at recently, Oak Mountain State Park, there will be a link down below. But it had wooden picnic tables, and they sagged quite a bit. But this is on concrete pads, so this is pretty nice. You've got a place to hang a lantern right up here on this post. We've got the bicycles out for both of us, and the black stone and our table. And again, the water is on this side, which is kind of odd. But we are here, and we are ready to get some relaxation because it is hot and humid. It is July in Arkansas, and there were rains earlier today, so we have lots of heat. Unfortunately, only one AC can run right now on the 30 amp, so we're trying to get the camper cooled down so that by the time bedtime rolls around, we'll be cool. Another note, here at our site, we have quite a bit of space before you get to the next camper. There is a site across from us, but no one is there. And then if we go this way, there are no sites. So pretty private. Number 9 is a good one, so that you're not covered up with a bunch of other people. And again, lots of shade. We've got lots of giant pine trees all around us, so hopefully that'll help cool things. About 7 miles off of Interstate 30 in Caddo Valley, Arkansas. We are headed to Degray Lake State Park. We are about to make a left turn and show you around Degray. Pulling into the Roach Ridge at Degray Lake State Park. This section is very sought after. This is 50 amp water and sewer, or 50/30 water and sewer. I have stayed here before, but if you don't book early, you don't get this area. This is currently the 5th of July, and you can see that it's pretty full. Started raining on me, but we're going to do a quick drive through. You can tell by the big rigs that the sites are fairly long in length, but that being said, some of them are a little tight as well. You do have some pull-throughs. There's a pull-through here to the right. There was one we just passed on the left. If you're parking on the left-hand side, you will have to go all the way down to the end, make the loop, and come back, and then be able to back in. We do have a bathhouse here, but this has Degray Lake on both sides of this peninsula. So you have water views pretty much from every single site. These are the highest number sites. I want to say they're all in the 90s. 83 through 113. And here is your turnaround. It is a little tight. I have pulled my 41-foot fifth wheel around it before, so just need to swing wide. But you got the lake right out here, the rain coming in. But as long as you take your time, the loop is fine. These sites are nice. Honestly, I think they're a little tight as far as not tight to get into, but they pack a lot of people into this area. As I said, we do have the pull-throughs and then the back ends. Most of these sites, I want to say, are approximately 60 to 70 foot in length. There is a handicap spot we just passed right next to the bathhouse, and now we're making our way back out. This one to the right has room for their Class C 2 trucks plus a party barge as far as parking goes. But this one, well, there's looks like 2 sites available down here today, but both of them are marked as reserved. Take that back. There's 5 sites, but every single one of them is marked as reserved. Don't know if anybody is coming in today or coming in tomorrow, but they are all marked as reserved. This section is all RV, with the exception of a couple of tents right up here near the garbage dumpster, and there to my right as we pull out. We're going to head on down into the state park a little bit further. This is the Degray Lake Resort State Park Visitor Center. This is where you check in for camping, yurts, those kind of things. They do have restrooms over here to the side. They sell firewood, ice, those kind of things. We've already checked in. They also have a gift shop in here. So we are going to be heading back out. The golf course is straight ahead. We're going to pull into the, well, there's a horse riding stable here, but they're doing road work, so we can't really pull in. They do trail rides, no experience necessary. You can do that right here. We'll just continue on. Well, that left took us into the marina and boat ramp area. This is still part of the state park. They also have basketball goals straight up the hill in front of us. We've got basketball and tennis. They have the administration offices over here. A number of boat slots. They do have restrooms here as well. And there's a dock, so if you wanted to pull up here, you could actually buy gas for your vehicle. And then there is a boat ramp right here as we circle around. So you can back straight down in here, launch your boat, and you are ready to go. But we'll keep on moving. Welcome to Degray State Park Lodge. Degray, actually, the state park covers parts of two different counties, Clark County and Hot Springs County in Arkansas, in southwest Arkansas. This is the lodge and restaurant. They have hotel rooms, obviously being a lodge, but they also have a big restaurant. There is a convention center here. You can have meetings and so forth. The other side of the lodge, as we're pulling through the entrance, but you've got the rooms, and all of the rooms are set up so that they have balconies that overlook the lake on the outside. Do have a playground here as well for kids staying at the lodge. This has a lot of parking, so you can even bring boats and stuff and be able to park down here. It is the 5th of July. There are some people here, but a lot of people had to go home. We will just continue to move on to the next round, which will be more campsites. We'll go to, I believe it's the B loop first, and then which also has yurts, and there are trails all around here. To my left is an island trail. It takes you down by the water. There's a lot of bird watching that's done out here. So we are going to go ahead and head back towards the campsites. Alright, at this stop sign you can go right, which takes you to the dump station and recycling center. That is campsites 1 through 55. We're going to go left first, which is campsites 56 through 82. It also has the yurts and a public picnic pavilion and boat ramp and swimming area. So we'll go this direction first. We've got a bunch of geese to the right. I doubt that you could see them in the video. Okay, we're pulling up here to start the campsites. This is actually camp area C, and so we're going to turn left in this curve. We have stayed here, right here at the left, at the very first site before, which does have water access. We actually had my dad's 81st birthday there. Some of the campsites are old. That first section I showed you is the newest and the best. These are 30 amp water, no sewer, and they do have tent pads. Many of the RV sites have tent pads with them, so you can bring somebody else with a tent if you want. Be careful of the roads though, because every now and then you have the bump that we had just a minute ago. Roots growing from the trees, but all of this is very well shaded. Up here you have a right and a left. Right takes you back around to more campsites. To the left takes you out to the yurts, and we'll just make a quick drive out there. They do have the yurts available for rent, so you can rent those as well. If I recall, there are 3 out here, but we're about to find out for sure. You probably can't see them very well because they are on my right, but we are going to pull down to this one and turn around, and then hopefully you'll be able to see them a little bit better. The lake is directly in front of us and to our right, and one of the yurts is right here at the end of the road. So I am going to stop and turn around. This one is a blue tinted yurt. Not a whole lot of space for this big truck to turn around, but I will try to do better on this side. Is one of the yurts with a big walk around. Here is one of the yurts with a big walk around deck. It also is handicap accessible. Looks like both of these are rented. And we'll move on to the rest of the campsites. This is where we came up to the T, been to the yurts. We're now going to go straight ahead. There is a bathhouse this way and more campsites. There are a number of these that are vacant. People cleared out after the 4th of July. But again, these are also the 30-60. Let's back up. There is a bathhouse right here. But we'll go ahead and go around this set of campsites. These are sites 71 through 82. A lot of bicycles and stuff out. Probably a bunch of kids back there at that campsite. Pretty much all of these sites are very well shaded. Our campsite is comfortable now. We pulled in yesterday though, and after driving 7 hours, it was like 89 degrees in the camper, and on 30 amp we could only run one AC unit, and so it took a little while to get that cooled down. Here's a pull through just to my right, you may have seen, and then we're back up here at the top. the boat ramp for this area is right down here, and there is a swimming area as well. So let's take a look. Here is your boat ramp. Nobody's using this one today. Well, there's one trailer parked, but you can pull down, launch your boat, head out into the lake. There is a bathhouse right here, and we will head down to the pavilion and the swimming area. If you're finding anything helpful about this, interesting or informative, we'd appreciate it if you'd give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and that way you'll be notified whenever we send you reviews and campsite tours from any other campgrounds. We stayed here one time in this camping section, and for my daily walk I thought, well, I'll just walk to the swimming area. Didn't realize that it was about 2 miles down here, but we're getting there. There are some picnic areas to the sides. These are public areas, so anybody can come and use these. You got another bathhouse here. These, no camping down here, but there are picnic tables, restrooms. You've got a couple of pavilions. This is pavilion number 2, and of course there is a charge for it, but we're just driving through, so I'm assuming that's free. But there are a number of picnic tables with great lake views. They do have grills at them, so if you wanted to come down and grill some burgers or dogs, you could do that. Let's head on down to pavilion number 1, which I believe is the largest. A lot of parking spots here for the day use area. This is pavilion number 1. There is another bathhouse to my left. So you've got this pavilion, rather large. There's the bathhouse, was up on the main road, right up here. And so that's easy access from the pavilion. We're going to go ahead and exit the other side of the pavilion. There is a playground directly in front of me. It's yellow and green, so there's a playground for the kiddos, and lots more picnic tables around here. Now let's get to the beach. It's hot out today. Had some rain when we started this tour. Still kind of cloudy, but the sun's coming out. Another restroom to my left, and we've got people out here enjoying the beach. The beach, where there is a sandy beach here to my left. I'll try and get a little bit better picture of that for you. And we are going to come down here to the end. There is a turnaround, and then we'll come back up and view the beach a little bit. But we got somebody either fishing or picnicking right here on the point. We do have people swimming right off of here, but here you can probably see Sandy Beach all down through to the right. Quite a few people out today. It's a pretty area. This section down here is a roped off swimming area, and got access to all of this space. People can jet ski around on the sides of it as well. We're going to go ahead and back up and we are back to the T where we turn left to go to the C section. Now we're going to go A and B, which is straight ahead from that section, or you would have turned right at the stop sign. The dump station for both of these areas is right up here to the right. It looks like nobody is there, so we'll go ahead and make a quick loop through. Yeah, here is the dump station. There is a trail just directly to my left, Saginaw Trail to my right. We'll be pulling through here in 2 days, but this is the dump station pull around. And we'll go up here to the 2 campsites, A and B. There is no picnicking in these areas, but these are campsites 1 through 55. Lodge employees only are allowed to go straight, but this is the campground. We'll do Loop A, Camp Area A first, which is where we're camped. This is sites 1 through 36. And again, I will caution you about the roads. They are a little tight, but they also are a bit bumpy in places where you've got roots from these giant trees growing underneath them. Bathhouse, here as we just came in. To the left is a camp host. And they took their tent down. They may be moving on, but again, just like the other side, this is all very shaded. The very first section showed you with the 50 water and sewer. It has a lot of sunshine, not a lot of shade, but you do have water views. We are right here on the left in number 9, but you probably already saw our campsite. Nothing to the left of us whatsoever, and luckily nobody camped right on down here, so we've been able to walk Raven up and down through here. May take her on a trail walk a little bit later. And this just loops around. You've got sites 12 through 28 ahead and 29 through 36 to the left. We'll just stay on the outside loop because all the campsites are pretty much the same. They're not all level. We have some pull-throughs and some back ends. Our site was very low on the front end of the camper, and so I had to put blocks underneath it. Probably should have put more because I was afraid I was going to get to the top of my legs on the stabilizers. But for the most part, there are 2 cars with this camper to the right, but you've got space between the campsites. And if there is a ledge behind some of them, like to go down a hill, They do have fences up, so hopefully children don't go falling down, rolling down the hillside. But these are all nice, but you do have to be wary of the fact that many of them are not level. But when you go on the website, it will tell you level, sloping, slight slope, so that you can kind of make plans and know what to expect. Here is a very rough part of the road. I went over it quickly the first time and realized you don't do that anymore. The road from the other campsites we didn't go through in the middle just met us right there in that curve. There is a garbage dumpster right here, and we're going to continue on out of Loop A and run down to Loop B. Looks like they were headed to the restroom, and we're going to go right down here to the right to Loop B. And we have a deer standing on the side of the road. I don't know if you can see that, right there to my left. And she's running along the side of the truck. And now she departed into the woods. Okay. Here is Loop B, sites 37 through 55. And again, bumpy roads. All of the roads getting you to the campsites are very smooth, and matter of fact, they've been working on the roads today, but they have all been recently repaved. They're all extremely smooth, but right through the campsites, it's a different story. Bathhouse on my left. There's garbage dumpsters here to the left. They're all kind of encased in fencing so that they're not an eyesore. Well, the campsite to my right, number 41, is almost straight down the hill. I wouldn't want that one. Somebody's in a tent on 42, but 42 is a pretty steep grade down as well. 43 is nice and level. It's reserved. Somebody's coming in for it. You've got like a buddy site to my left. This is a buddy site. Essentially 44 is a double site side by side, so that, and there are 2 tent pads added as well, so you could definitely have some friends get together. Alright, heading back up. We're about to make our way out of this loop. But there are a number of big rigs in here. This is also true for a lot of the sites out here in the woods. They are in the 60 to 65 foot range. Some of them are about 50. I think the one we are in, which is A9, or number 9 in the A loop, it was 65. So Alright, that takes us around all of the campsite loops and most of the campground, so let's just get back to... Alright, here is Bathhouse at the A section. We'll go ahead and check the MEMS. I wanted to make sure no one was in here, but we've got showers with changing space. This one has a seat built into it. You get the shower and changing space. There's two of those. Here is another one which is handicapped. So it's got the bench that comes down, and it has a nozzle attached to it. A couple of sinks. We've got handicap urinal or commode, and then another stall. We do have a baby changing station as well. Nice lighting, even have a sunlight in here, and it is clean. There's some water spots on the floor, but they were up cleaning about an hour ago. So they do clean this like twice a day. So very nice bathrooms. We'll head back out. Hi, Ralph and Susan Mann from Mann's Adventures, and we're still at Degray Lake State Park outside of Bismarck, Arkansas. The dog's trying to climb up behind us, and that's okay. But we are approximately 7 miles off of Interstate 30 at the Caddo Valley exit number 78. You drive 7 miles on Highway 7. But the state park has lots of amenities, as you've probably already seen in the video. They've got a golf course, they've got a convention center, a lodge, marina, there are swimming areas, there are boat ramps all around. Many parking or camping places, they've got yurts, they've got cabins. So a lot to do here. But Susan and I have been coming to Degray Lake for 3 or 4 years. We come about 3 times a year or so to visit family. And so as we've been all around the park and stayed in different sites, I just thought we ought to share what we like the most about Degray Lake. So what do you think, honey?
This part of Degray Lake, I like the wooded area because the sites are spacious. I mean, we have probably a half an acre at our site.
We do. This is a lot of space here without other people right on top of you. The 50 amp full hookup area, which you saw earlier, the Roach Ridge, it is more of a parking lot. It's great to stay there in the winter months because it's not as crowded, but the summer months, I'd say that you're right. This is being out here in the woods in the shaded area with some separation is the best. What do you think you dislike the most?
30 amp.
Absolutely. Now in the summertime out here, thankfully we have shade, but when we pulled up, our camper was 89 degrees on the inside, and it took hours to get it down to breathable.
Comfortable.
And even at night, the first night, we were still very hot running just our 1 AC versus 2 ACs. So I'd have to agree with you on that.
Yeah.
What would you say needs the most improvement here at Degray Lake?
The 30 amp, they also, there is no dog park for the dogs to run. I mean, Raven, we've walked her on trails and stuff, but there's nowhere fenced in for dogs to be able to run.
Absolutely. And our dog, our lab, she's right back here behind us, but she is used to having some acreage, not a lot, but we've got about 4 acres at home, 4.5, and she gets out and roams it and runs. She's an inside dog, but she loves to run and play out there, so having to be on a leash the whole time is a little tough on her. I'd say mine needs improvement is the roads in the campground areas. Roads all throughout the park are great. As a matter of fact, they were working on some of the roads to give access to camping and to other parts of the park. They've recently repaved the roads and they were putting shoulders on it, but the roads inside the camping area or camping areas A, B, and C have a lot to be improved. There are routes, and you may have seen that in the drive-through where we bounced around quite a bit. I wish they'd come through and straighten out some of those roads. The lights are pretty good for the most part.
Yeah.
There are a few that have roots growing underneath them and have kind of buckled, and some of them are slightly sloped, but it tells you that when you go online to book as to whether or not it's a level, what the length is, and it also tells what whether it's level, sloped, or slightly sloped. So that's helpful. But we enjoy our time out here and the opportunity to come here and see family, and we'll be coming back.
Yes.
We always keep coming back. But if you found any of this helpful or informative, we sure would appreciate it if you'd go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Also give us a like and a subscribe. If you hit the notification bell, you'll be notified each time we put out a new video. We've got more camping coming up. We are headed to, where are we headed?
To the beach.
To the beach. We're headed to Gulf Shores, Alabama. Luxury RV Resort is our next stop. So keep an eye out. We'll be posting that video in a couple of weeks.